is Maddie. My central idea, the name Virginia Hall became one of the most successful spies of World War II because of her devotion and intelligence and courage regardless of living with a disability. To clarify how Virginia Hall carried out her plan as a spy during World War II and why her input helped the Allied forces, just imagine becoming one of the most wanted people by Nazi Germany, not because you were a soldier in combat, but you were a spy. Now picture this doing all of that wearing a wooden leg. This is the amazing story of Virginia Hall, who became known as the Limping Lady. So today I will explain how Virginia Hall became one of the most successful spies during World War II and why her work was so important. My purpose is to describe how Virginia Hall completed dangerous missions behind enemy lines and why historians consider her one of the greatest spies of World War II. Why I choose this topic, it is because it really interests me. I love learning about history, and I was surprised that I have never heard of Virginia Hall before. After watching videos and researching her life, I learned one person's courage and devotion can have a major role in history. Most will assume heroes as soldiers in battle. But Virginia Hall proven the courage and intelligence can also change history. Her story shows that challenges don't define what we accomplish. First, I will explain how Virginia Hall became a spy and carried out her missions. Second, I'll explain why her work made such a big difference during World War II. Now we know why Virginia Hall is worth remembering. Let's look at how she became one of the Allies' most valuable spies. How Virginia became one of Allies' top spies. Virginia Hall always dreamed about becoming a diplomat, but after losing a part of her leg in a hunting accident, she was rejected from the U.S. Foreign Service. Instead of giving everything away, she looked for another way to serve. During World War II, she also joined British Special Operations Executive, where she was sent to France to gather intelligence, organize resistant groups, and help Allied pilots escape from occupied territory. Although she had a wooden leg, as she called Cuthberg, she evaded capture for years. Historian Sonia notes in A Woman of No Importance that Virginia used disguises and secret codes and constant risk-taking to support the French resistance. Now that we understand how Virginia Hall carried out her missions, let's talk about why her work became so important during the war. Virginia helped organize guerrilla fighters who sabotaged German supply lines and gathered valuable intel and supported Allied military operations before and after Normandy invasions. The Nazi police considered her one of the most dangerous Allied agents. They nicknamed her the Limping Lady and launched an extensive search to capture her, but she always escaped. So after the war ended, Virginia received the Service Cross from the United States, making her one of the few civilian women to receive this honor during World War II. And her work also led to a career with Central Intelligence Agency after the war. I talked today about how Virginia Hall became one of the most successful spies of World War II and why her work helped Allied forces in the process. Firstly, we discussed how Virginia carried out dangerous undercover missions and having a wooden leg. Secondly, we learned why her intelligent work supported and helped the French resistance, making her one of the most valuable spies in the war. Virginia was never allowed her disability or danger around her to stop from serving others. It just tells us that her story reminds us that true courage is about having no fear. It's about choosing to act instead of fear. Throughout, many people in World War II, famous generals and all that, Virginia Hall deserves to be remembered as one of the great heroes too.